Hi, I'm Taylor Bell, and I'll be discussing Matthew Olsman's Mountain Dew commercial disguised as a love poem, and how that is a perfect display of love and what kind of love we all should be expecting from our relationships. So, as a hopeless romantic myself, I definitely was attracted to this poem because I love everything romance related. I love movies, I love books, I love romantic songs. So I attracted to this poem because he just goes into a lot of great details about his wife and his love for her and her love for him, and not just in the big and little ways. For example, because you yell at your keys when you lose them and laugh loudly at your own jokes, because when we moved, the contents of what you packed were written on the inside of the boxes, because you think swans are lame and overrated and kind of stupid. So the author clearly loves all these little things about his wife and all her quirks and all the things that are unique to her, and even the more, I guess, annoying parts of her, such as writing the contents of a box when you're moving. And if anybody who's moved, especially a lot of stuff, that can be a nightmare to deal with, and trying to hunt down all of your things throughout different parts of the house, or even just through the mountain of boxes you probably dragged with you. And so he clearly loves all the little things about his wife, all her unique qualities, and he's paying attention to, and that he felt that they were special enough to mention, and that she's the object of his affection and not just, anybody. And the author also describes the more substan- the more substantive parts of their relationship, because when the lights are off, the curtains drawn, an additional sheet is nailed to our windows, you still believe someone that is outside and can see you. And even though I translated that part as a part of her quirks, because we all, know people or have been a little bit paranoid around certain things in our lives. Some people are scared of the dark. Some people are, won't go to certain places at certain times of day, or just won't go to that place at all, or they won't do certain things. Even though I read that as a quirk, my professor highlighted that that can also be something that is a mental illness that she's genuinely dealing with, in her health, that she's dealing with in her health. And that's also an aspect of love, is that love also is when you're sick and when you're not your best or at your healthiest. And I've been sick a few times, and I've had sick people with me, and it's a real true testament of showing like who actually is there for you and who really does love you and care about you, because believe it or not everybody shows up at your sick bed, unfortunately. And so those moments when you're weak and you need somebody are the true signs of people that care about you, and that you care about them, and that you just need them, and they don't mind taking time out to take care of you. I know I had to when my cousin, just before my cousin passed from stage 4 cancer, and so she needed me, and I wasn't in school at the time, so it's just but I was happy to do it regardless. And so it definitely shows that love is not just something that is always convenient and not always easy, but it shows that people show up regardless of what the circumstances are. But he doesn't just go on about how he treats her, but also about how she treats him. And probably one of my favorite passages from the writing, from the poem. And one day 5 summers ago, when you couldn't put gas in your car, when your fridge was so empty, not even the leftovers or condiments, there was a single 20-ounce bottle of Mountain Dew, which you paid for with your last dang dime because you once overheard me say that I liked it. And this is such a sweet passage because it's such a just such a deep passage because it just shows that she reciprocates everything that he has and does for her as well. Because a lot of people don't think that love is, well, I don't say a lot of people, but love isn't, always convenient, and love isn't always about, getting what you want when you want it, or somebody at your beck and call all the time. It's reciprocal. It's a relationship that you both benefit from. It's a relationship that you both benefit positively from. And so she's willing to give up all her money when she didn't have anything for herself, and when she didn't have much to, like, money to go anywhere or eat anything. She put something that was very personal to him in her fridge because she heard him once say that he liked it, and that just shows that she's paying attention to his needs, his wants as well as needs, and that she's also willing to sacrifice her comfort just so he feels a bit of comfort, whether he needs it or not. And that's the beauty of love, is that it'll do that for people. And everybody should strive for that in all their relationships, not just the romantic ones, but the friendships as well. And that you can be loved like this in your friendships, and with your children, with your spouse, with your family members. It's all things that people can benefit from and have benefited from. So I definitely love this poem. It's definitely memorable for me. And I usually don't like poetry. I avoid poetry because it just never appealed to me. But this one definitely is memorable, and definitely something I'll be thinking about for years to come. And yeah.